Did you know that AHS saves thousands of underaged orphan kittens each year? From just a few days old to a few weeks old, we're going to tell you all about how you can help us save even more lives. That's all coming up right here on Pets on Parade. Good morning and welcome to Pets on Parade, brought to you by 3TV. I'm Kelsey Dickerson with the Arizona Humane Society. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Now, whether you're a fan of burritos or not, we definitely have this adorable burrito who is making himself heard, and we're going to tell you all about how you can help save the lives of little ones like this with an absolutely adorable bottle feeding demo. And speaking of bottle babies, we want to give a huge shout out to bottle baby kitten foster hero Janine. She took home some of the first bottle baby kittens of the season, and these orphaned newborn kittens are just 1 week old and will need feedings every few hours. Though bottle feeding is usually easy, once you get the hang of it, this commitment to the most fragile felines that we care for is definitely an undertaking. We appreciate you so much, Janine, as well as all of our amazing foster heroes. And here's a joke for you guys. What do they say when our next pup plops down on the couch next to you, Perry? Kimber!
And this,
please introduce us to this cute girl.
This is 84 pounds of plopping over, and that's what she did as soon as she got next to me right here. This beauty got surrendered, owner-surrendered. They just did not have time for her. She's 7 years young. She has a very, very puppy face. Look how cute her face is. And we sent her off to our behavior team immediately, like we do with a lot of our animals, and she kind of passed with flying colors. They said she is a little bit nervous and timid at times. She doesn't like being alone particularly. In the house, she lived with another doggie. She did well. She loved kids in the home with her also. She walks very, very nicely on a leash. She is a very real sweetie. But there are animals that have behavioral issues. They all do. Sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's minor. In her case, kind of minor. But if you do have some issues with your pet at home, go to our website, azhumane.org, and look at the services tab. There's all kind of great information on there. First of all, we have a lot of pet behavior tips. We have some medical information for you. We have resources in there for low cost housing, alternatives for surrendering your pet. So check it out, again, azhumane.org, and look at that services tab. And in the meantime, consider taking this beauty into your home.
Oh my goodness, so great. And yeah, great tips, Perry, to hopefully keep these pets in their loving homes and out of our already crowded shelters. Now, like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, the Arizona Humane Society is going to see thousands of underaged orphan kittens come through our doors in our bottle baby ICU and kitten nursery this year alone. So joining me today to give us an absolutely adorable demo of how to be able to care for these little ones in your home is Carrie Hughes and Alana Cheek. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Kelsey, for having us. You're right. Kitten season has sprung, and we're so excited to showcase some of our little babies. Now, when the Arizona Humane Society reaches 56 kittens, Kelsey, back in our bottle baby ICU, that means we don't have the capacity to take any more. So we rely on the community to step up and help foster these tiny tots. So feedings can be anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. And Elena, would you mind showcasing how we would go about feeding a little kitten? I know this one's being a smidge stubborn, but we'll still get the general point across.
Yeah, this guy's being a little picky right now. So it does take a little bit of patience being a bottle baby foster hero. But the most important thing when feeding bottle baby kittens is just making sure we're keeping them nice and warm on their heating pad when you're feeding. I'm keeping this at a 45-degree angle here so it has a nice steady flow. And then also making sure we're keeping track of their weights after each feeding so we make sure we're on a good track.
Definitely. Now, so for these little ones, as you mentioned, we're definitely doing everything that a mama cat would normally do for them. So including feedings every few hours, keeping them warm because at this age they're not able to regulate their body temperature, and also helping them go to the bathroom as well. But before we dive in more into what our bottle baby ICU does and how anyone out there can help, what are these two little kitties' stories? Because of course, you know, we definitely see a lot of these kittens come in and it's kind of avoidable as well.
It sure is, Kelsey. So what we would recommend recommend is if you find a kitten in the community, please don't kidnap it. It has a much better chance of success of survival with its mama, and mama's usually out foraging for some food and will come back to these little ones. So we recommend that you wait about 8 hours, and then if you don't see mom, then it's time to take action. So right now, these kittens, as Elena said, will need to feed in between every 2 and 4 hours. And you can give our Pet Resource Center a call if you do find a litter of kittens. They'll be able to help navigate what next steps might look like for you. But ultimately, we would love for you to sign up to foster today. And you can do that by visiting azhumane.org/foster. Now, the kittens that we have are a variety of age ranges. So it's not always the teeniest of ones. We do get older ones that are on gruel that might be a better fit for your family. So just give us a call, apply, let us help find the perfect kitten for you. As always, we do provide all the supplies that you will need to take care of these cats, including litter box, litter scale, a heating pad to keep them warm, the formula that you will need for their bottle feedings, and then transitioning into gruel and hard food as they grow up. And so, you know, we're just so excited for a successful season. We're anticipating about 2,200 kittens come through our doors this year that will need foster heroes. So be a hero today.
Absolutely. Now, like you mentioned, our Bottle Baby ICU truly is a 24-hour operation, not just with our employees, but also our volunteers. But this is really just a stopping ground for these kittens, right? Why is it so important for these little ones to be able to go into a foster home instead of staying at AHS?
Sure. Well, not only for every kitten that we're able to send out to foster, we're able to take in another kitten and save that life. So by becoming a foster hero, you truly double the number of animals that we're able to save each and every year. And our average length of stay, once these kittens are stable and eating on their own, is under 3 days before we're able to get them out into a foster home. So again, the community support is so important during this special time to not only not kidnap, but step forward for these little orphan kittens who literally have no one else to care for them.
Oh my goodness, how are your guys' hearts not melting? Look at these tiny little baby panthers, absolutely adorable. And like you mentioned, Carrie, so we cannot save the lives of pets unless we have a place to put the pets that we already have, whether it's through adopting or fostering. So being able to place these pets is absolutely incredible. And one more time for anyone out there who wants to sign up, what do they need to do?
Go to azhumane.org/foster, fill out the foster application. A matchmaker will call and help place you with the perfect fit for your family. Whether it's a kitten or a dog, we need your support today.
Oh my goodness, so cute. Now I think the other sibling is really hungry, so we're gonna let them eat, but we really appreciate everything that you guys do each and every day to be able to place thousands and thousands of pets in loving homes and on their way to adoption. So thank you ladies for being here, and thank you little ones. And make sure to keep it tuned right here to Pets on Parade. We're gonna introduce you to this adorable little teddy bear after the break. Thanks for tuning back in to Pets on Parade. Airlines, this is your captain speaking. We have an adorable kitten ready for takeoff. Stacy, I can't get enough of these airplane ears. Please tell me about this cute girl. I don't think she has airplane ears anymore.
Not anymore. This is Napkin. She is a beautiful, smoky tortoiseshell kitty. They said she's a shy girl, but she had a lot to say in our last segment, so she's ready to talk to you. She's so cuddly. She's lived with both cats and dogs, and she came in with a sibling. And also, one thing to remember is now it is not only kitten season, but spring cleaning time. So if you're doing your spring cleaning and you're finding that you have a lot of old or new, gently used items that you're not using, consider donating them to AHS. You get tax credit for that. The 100% of the revenue goes to AHS, and you help little kitties like this one. We also take large items, so you could go on our website, azhumane.org, and find out more information for how to donate gently used items. But this is Napkin, and she's camera ready, so she's probably ready for anything else too.
She is ready for the catwalk. And yes, like you mentioned, Stacy, AHS will pick up big loads of items and big items too. So thank you for that important reminder. And our next adoptable pet came to AHS as a stray with his litter, and I think he's just as unique as his name suggests. What do you think, Lisa?
Well, this is Snowflakes, and as you can see, he was the lightest color rabbit in his litter, but he's got these beautiful lilac points. He's got that nose, which will probably get a little bit darker as he gets older, and then these beautiful dark lilac ears. He's about 6 months old, and they came in over the counter. These types of rabbits are not stray rabbits. These are clearly domesticated rabbits. And so they've been in a foster home recovering and just making sure that they're big enough, healthy enough to go up for adoption. So 6 months old, and Snowflake is ready. They're great pets, but rabbits are sensitive. They don't love being up on a table like he is now. And so I'm going to just go through how to quickly pick up a rabbit. They're not great for kids to pick up, or if you're going to get skittish. Rabbits tend to jerk. They've got really powerful back legs. So when you go to pick up a rabbit, you should support their front end, their chest, and their back feet. What you'll find, I was hoping he would do it, but he's been held a lot. Sometimes they kick. They start kicking with these back legs, and you don't want to drop them because rabbits can be fragile. So you want to support these back legs, and then once you've got them up, you know, they like to be cuddled and they like to find a spot to hide. So if you can hold them against your body, that's a great way. If you have kids at home, please have parental supervision to help them. Kids should always be sitting on the floor. And really, until you're comfortable with your bunny, you should be sitting on the floor when you go to lift. But Snowflake here has been, there he's kind of getting a little iffy. So you have to be careful. And he's been handled a lot, so he's wonderful. But depending on which rabbit you select, they get comfortable, they get used to you and your smell just like any other pets, and they'll come hopping up into your lap before you know it. But just be careful when you first pick them up. I know the cartoons show that you can pick up rabbits by their ears or by their back leg. You absolutely cannot. It hurts them. Their ears are not designed to be lifted by. The only things ears are designed for is to scratch right behind. They love that. So yeah, just if you need help when you come, look at our bunnies, just talk to any of our adoption counselors. We'll send somebody that's critter savvy over to help you, and we can show you and have them get skittish so that you know what to expect when lifting.
Oh, absolutely adorable. Thank you so much for those very important and safety tips, Lisa. And we saw this cute pup before the break, and he definitely can't wait for everyone out there to learn all about him. And it looks like he's just wanting to crawl into your lap, Linda. How adorable.
Yeah, this is Teddy. I actually have a 160-pound South African Mastiff at home that's named Teddy, so I have a fondness for that name. This one is only about 10 pounds, though, and he came from a family that could not handle as many pets as they had, and he did come in with his brother. And though we don't encourage you to take on too many pets that you can handle, we do encourage you to maybe consider the two of them together. They are a Border Collie Terrier mix. He's got one blue and one brown eye. He's just gorgeous. And, you know, he's a lot softer than he looks. He's quite soft at these little curls on the back of his back here. He is going to be wonderful outside. The handler said that when they were bringing him into the house, into the studio, he was wonderful outside, really active, friendly. He got a little shy when he came inside, but he's doing really well now. So consider taking this little guy home, and if you like his brother, who's going to be on the show a little bit later, we got Teddy here, 10 pounds of love.
Oh my goodness, so cute. And you know what, yeah, it's his first big TV debut, you know, it's a little nerves, it's okay. Thank you so much for that, Linda. And make sure to stay tuned to Pets on Parade. We're going to introduce you to these cuties when we get back. Thanks for tuning back into Pets on Parade. Now, this is half of the duo that we saw before the break, and I have to say, he is so awfully cute. We couldn't help but share his adoption photo, which is absolutely adorable, which maybe we'll see in a little bit. There we go. Perry, please introduce us to this absolutely wonderful boy.
This little guy, Clove, right here, he is an owner surrender with a lot of the kittens that you've seen and you're going to continue to see on the show today. So he came in with a litter. He is extremely sweet. He is the only male of the bunch. And if you know anything about cats, he's an orange tabby. And typically, orange tabbies are males. I think that's about 4 out of 5. It's about 80% of them are. This little guy was evaluated. He's just wonderful with it. Look how nice he's being. They say he can be a little bit bolty, but I think as long as you handle him and give him all these rubs like this, he's not going anywhere. He is extremely sweet. He fell asleep in my arms a little while ago. He's such a good little boy. You know, we talked about the family surrendering him because they had a litter. You know, this happens quite a bit. Not something we like to see, but it does happen, and it can happen accidentally. We have a program at the Arizona Humane Society called the Furry Family Fix. And what that is if you have a litter of kittens or puppies who have been, accidentally, it's a litter and you were turning them in, you turn them in to us, but we actually ask you to keep them until they are old enough to be spay and neuters. That helps us out a lot in space. Once they are spay and neutered, they go up for adoption, and what we do for you is we give you certificates to have your pets at home spay and neutered, so it's not going to happen again. It's a spectacular program. We do a lot of it, so check it out. It's the Furry Family Friends.
Yes, absolutely amazing. And we have Circle of Friends to thank for that. So thank you so much, Perry. And we want to share the story of Tumbleweed, a 5-month-old puppy who found himself in a prickly predicament after an AHS EAMT found him covered in cactus. The sweet pup was treated in AHS's trauma hospital, where he patiently waited while techs took out the spines and our groomer removed his thick fur covered in burrs. Tumbleweed made an absolutely amazing recovery and has already found his forever home. I mean, how could you blame it? Look at that face. While he's rocking his new do, we just want to say a big thank you to everyone involved in saving this sweetheart, and for everyone watching who allows us to save the lives of adorable pets like Tumbleweed each and every day. Look at his new groom, absolutely adorable. Thank you so much for allowing us to save him. And our next pup has had extensive care in our trauma hospital, but as you can see, if you look a little bit closely, on her hind end, she had a big laceration there, but she's also made a great recovery. And Lisa, she's the epitome of why we do what we do each and every day.
She really is. This is Nola. She's a 2-year-old female, probably lab mix, sight hound. She's got this nice lean body, maybe part greyhound or something. Found and taken into an emergency animal clinic. As you can see, she's got a lot of lacerations, and actually when you pet her, even up between her shoulder blades, she has some scabs that are healing. So she is going to be what we call like a little bit of a project dog. Our behavior team is working with her, and she's a little bit head shy. She doesn't love people moving fast or grabbing towards her. So they can give you some tips when you come in to meet her, but slow, sensitive. She's probably going to do better in a home with older children or somebody that'll give her time and space to warm up to you. She is very sweet, super soft. I have some hot dogs in my hand here, and I was playing a game called Watch Me, where you can hold the hot dog up between your eyes to get her to look at you. Otherwise, she tends to look down when she's around you. So all kinds of things. She's going to make a great pet, but she isn't going to be the pet you're going to take out for coffee or out to dinner at one of the restaurants. She wants a loving family to take her home and let her ease in and get comfortable and give her a little bit of time and space. She doesn't want to be grabbed. She'll slowly warm up. Trust me, she wants to love and she's trying, but she's a little stressed and been through a lot. Came through our emergency animal clinic, but as you can see, gently takes treats, and she is just a sweet little project for somebody.
Oh, absolutely adorable. Thank you so much for that, Lisa. And thank you, Nola. And AHS stands at the ready as the state's designated emergency responders for pets in a disaster. Our team has to be prepared for every situation. Last week, our disaster team put their life-saving skills to the test at a mock disaster designed to simulate what could happen if there was ever an accident at the Palo Verde nuclear power plant. Our team suited up in protective Tyvek suits as they practiced giving decontamination baths to several very patient shelter pets. Luckily, this exercise was just a drill, but practicing these kinds of skills helps to make sure our team is prepared for all kinds of potential disasters. They could be used to save your pet's life one day. Make sure to visit azhumane.org/disaster for information on how to prepare your family if a disaster strikes. And our next kitten's name reminds me of one of my favorite Patsy Cline songs, but this definitely isn't a weeping willow, I wouldn't say, Stacy.
Not at all. She is so sweet. Like her siblings, she is used to living with dogs and cats. She had some medication for her watery eyes, but she's just beautiful and ready to go. She spoke to me right away as soon as I picked her up, so she's ready for cuddles too. One thing to know is that we will definitely be needing, we always are in need of volunteers, but with the new campus opening, we'll be really in need for some volunteers. And there's lots of ways to volunteer at AHS. There's pet socialization, there's the surgery, and I know I did for the bottle baby nursery for years. So there's a lot of different areas. We also offer one-time volunteer opportunities. So if you find a day in the week when you can volunteer, you're able to do that as well. But there are all kinds of ways to help out. We could work with any schedule, so just keep that in mind as our new campus opens too. You can find, it's really easy to volunteer too. They make it kind of one and done. So you could visit achumane.org/volunteer for more information.
Absolutely amazing. And you know what? I take it back. Maybe she is a weeping willow now that she got her eye meds in there. Thank you for that, Stacy. And does this little guy look familiar? We're going to let you know why when we come back. So don't change that channel. Welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now, like we mentioned before the break, maybe you might think this dog is a little familiar. Did we already show him? I'm not sure. Maybe if you're listening very closely to what Linda said, you might know the answer. But Perry, why does this dog look so familiar?
Well, this is Teddy's brother, who Linda had earlier. This is Frederick. And as we mentioned before, he was an owner's surrender. They just had too many pets in the household. And so here he is. You know, we didn't get a whole lot of information from them on him. He seems to be a little more social than Teddy is. He's very clingy. He likes to be held like this. But it's very typical in some of these surrender cases. We don't get a lot of information on the animal. You know, when he goes to the adoption center, you might see a dog that's barky. You might see a dog that's cowering. You might see a dog that's overstimulated. You're going to see all kinds of things in the shelter. And what I'm trying to get across here is that don't judge a book by its cover. You really need to see the dog. I know we have great photos on our website, and so it's really, really tempting to look at the photos and say, I want that dog. But you really need to come down and spend some time with them and see what they're like. And when you do see them in their kennel, don't be turned off. Sometimes they are, like I said, barky. Sometimes they're very, very nervous. Sometimes they're just the opposite. They will be laying there very, very quiet, and you think, what a mellow animal, and then you bring them out and they're absolutely crazy. So really, you really need to spend the time, take them out and get the chance to know them. Ask our adoption counselors how they are too. Our adoption counselors spend a lot of time with these pets. They do take them out for walks. They have seen them in various situations. They've seen them with other families, and they can give you a good hint too. So please, again, don't judge the book by the cover. Come spend time with them. Another thing, you'll see them one day. They might be one way because they just came into the shelter, and then you see them a week later and they're totally different. So sometimes it actually takes more than one time to see them too. But anyway, this is Frederick, and what a sweet little guy he is.
Oh my goodness, absolutely adorable. And yeah, great tips, Perry, especially because, I mean, dogs and cats, that's the only way that they can talk to us is by meowing and barking. So thank you for that important information. And our last cutie of the show is like totally chill, bro. Can you please tell us about Chilled Babe, Linda?
Her name came from Chilled Babe, and she really is. If you think you're seeing triplets, you are. There's actually her and her two siblings were on the show today. And though, again, we don't encourage you to take too many pets home that you can't really handle or afford, it would be nice if you can go home together because they've been living together for a while. They keep each other company, they keep each other out of trouble, and they're just really fun to play with together. So if you want three fun little kittens, think about Chilled Babe and her siblings that are here today.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. And like we always say, you know, the Arizona Humane Society is entering our busy season, even though right now, I don't know if we've had a slow season so far, but there are so many different ways that you're able to help us. When you're adopting, you're allowing us to be able to move our pets from our trauma hospital once they're cleared medically, so that way more pets can make it to the adoption floor. And of course, like Carrie mentioned earlier, fostering is such a huge way to be able to save the Arizona Humane Society pets. When we're able to move out pets from our Second Chance Animal Trauma Hospital or our specialized ICUs, we're able to continue to bring in more sick, injured, and abused pets that truly no other shelters either have the space for or the medical capabilities for. So by being able to provide an absolutely loving home where they can get the socialization, medical care, and maybe even behavioral care that they need, you're able to save their life as well as even more lives of pets in our community that truly need your help. It is so easy to become a foster hero. I absolutely love fostering, and you have the first right of refusal to adopt these lovely pets as well. So if you fall in love, that's okay. You can become a foster failure. It's definitely not a failure in our eyes. Now, like we say each and every week, thank you so much for your support of the Arizona Humane Society's pets. You can always visit azhumane.org/foster to be able to sign up to become a foster hero, or azhumane.org/adopt if you fall in love with any of the absolutely wonderful pets you see on today's show. We'll see you right here next week for Pets on Parade.